everybody, and welcome back to This Is the Police. The Freeburg Tribune says street racer stage accident in city center. The Golden Bird says segregationist teacher promoted to dean. And the Fact, Freeburg's #1 paper, says Dressed in Blood film banned in local theaters for excessive cruelty. Everybody's good, and today we're gonna arrest a stand. Oh, we got some more story.
Yeah, a box of Caesars.
With that outfit, I could see you coming a mile away, Mr. Boyd.
Ah, Mr. Chaffee. Knowing your love of theatrics, I was afraid you'd keep the mystery surrounding the dentist going for at least another day or two.
What could you mean, Mr. Boyd? Well, it's true. Robespierre does have a passion for mystery and the dramatic. But there's no need to confuse the actor with his character. For you, I'll play the hurried businessman who likes to cut to the chase. That's not quite me either, but though this mask I wear is quite a burden, I have long grown used to it. Besides, I don't want to distract you from your 180-day quest, not for a second longer than necessary. My, is half your time already up? You simply cannot imagine, Mr. Boyd, the painstaking work I've done to cultivate this maniac image. I turn to such literature the likes of which I wish I never knew. If our law enforcement agencies possessed even the slightest aesthetic sense, they would have instantly seen the game for what it was. And the postcards. What can I say?
And if the real dentist turned up again at the wrong moment? I don't imagine lunatics take kindly to imposters.
The dentist died of a heart attack last spring while he was sunbathing on the beach. I discovered this quite by accident. From a university friend, a therapist. It was he who convinced the dentist to stop killing, by the way.
Why the murders? Obviously they'd all been raped by Rogers. It would have been much easier to just get them to talk.
Mr. Boyd, the last thing I want is to appear a brutish butcher. I spent enough time on these women to know they were no use to me alive. Not sure if I should be ashamed to say it, but Stuart Rogers far surpasses me in his ability to intimidate people. Apparently, such things only come with experience. But murder? For that I truly do feel ashamed. It's a burden I shall have to bear for the rest of my days. But sadly, it's not my greatest shame.
What could be more shameful? To frame an innocent woman for such terrible crimes?
What? Are you unhappy with a woman cast as the serial killer? Firstly, I'd say Dear Jordan adds a certain grace to the whole sordid story. And second, of all the people I hold in my debt, she's the strongest. And not just physically. Third, she had good reason to settle her debt with me as quickly as possible. Without going into details, I'll just say that she's a very, very caring mother. Do these taste good? Had we met earlier, Mr. Boyd, I would have shown you a far more refined pleasure. One without such an unpleasant smell.
I'm afraid to even imagine what you count as pleasures, Mr. Chaffee. Fountains of blood in the city square?
Mr. Boyd, you're not listening to me at all. I didn't take any enjoyment from the killings. Everything I've done was of strict necessity. I couldn't make Jordan kill all the women that Rogers raped. That would have been excessive. If I had made her kill them all, you'd be rather upset, no?
I can't say I fully understand your plan, Mr. Chaffee, but you've given me more than enough reasons to arrest you.
Yes, but allow me to counter them with one good reason not to.
Is this Sam's Ranch? Where are we? This isn't the ranch, no.
I think you mentioned you dined here once?
Yes, not the best restaurant in town.
And maybe you're just not familiar with the full range of our services.
I'm scared. What has he got? What is his reason? Ooh.
When I inherited this tasteless place from my father, I knew I could never make it into an exquisite restaurant. Instead, I accentuated the atrocity of it all, an aesthetic of a different kind. Now I even live here. To me, this complex is like a microcosm of Freiburg. But we're not here to talk about that. At school, I read a French novel whose name doesn't need mentioning, and I read many amazing things. It seems that in Paris, just before the revolution, certain places were quite popular. People of wealth and taste visited from the city, shed their luxurious coats, peeled off their white gloves, and with the help of the local farmer, they brutally stabbed a hole in a bull and decorated themselves with the splattering blood as they prepared a large piece of meat for the fire. In the bull's suffering, these effeminate aristocrats found a perverse sort of pleasure. Now I make these pleasures available to the people of Freiburg. I will be honest with you. People who pursue such cruelty truly are crazy. But what is interesting? The best steaks are cut from the tender meat of young bulls. 11 months is just right. Beautiful, healthy, full of strength. But these wealthy degenerates who pay $7,000, so our experts will show them where to plunge the blade for maximum effect. Even they don't have the spirit to slaughter the young bull. The thought never enters their minds. They look into the eyes of the healthy animal, bursting with energy, and they quickly shuffle past. As if by instinct, they are drawn to the old, weary, fading bulls. And then, with terrible smiles on their faces, they chew through tough steaks that taste of burning rubber. They feel that they're doing something real with their own hands, a sort of natural selection, as if they're agents in the natural process. But nature also teaches us that the old beast, unable to fend off any threat, might yet survive if it cowers in a dark corner and pretends it doesn't exist. Then, perhaps, the young predator will pass. Mr. Scott will drive you back. I'm late for an appointment.
I think I understood your symbolism there.
Mr. Boyd, you won't believe it, but the person I just got off the phone with was talking about you.
Seems like I'm pretty popular these days.
By the way, Mr. Boyd, I've got to ask, why $500,000?
Fuck off, Star.
Go fuck yourself, poor star.
I don't know why that's so incredibly funny to me. It just really is. Good morning. Mr. Boyd, a maniac terrorized the city for 2 weeks and you did nothing. What would have happened to Freiburg if federal agents hadn't come to the rescue and arrested the dentist? The arrest was imminent. We'd have caught the dentist ourselves. The city overflowed with panic after your press conference about the dentist. Why didn't you think more carefully about what you were going to say? I stated the facts. I'm not a journalist, and I don't get paid to distort reality. After such a failure, any self-respecting office holder would resign. What are your plans? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. How do you comment on rumors about the relationships between Mayor Rogers and all 5 Dentist Freiburg victims? I am concerned. Before the law, we are all equal, even Mayor Rogers. We'll have to check this information. Thank you. Alright, convicted serial killer Albert Ramirez sues city. Okay. Freiburg boxer caught in doping scandal. Jack Boyd, the people deserve the truth about Freiburg dentist. Cool. Oh my god, we were supposed to arrest a Sand yesterday. Jesus Christ, Sterling! No! You've had too many family emergencies. No, you can't go home. do that one. Sterling, I'm getting real tired of your shit. The dentist is behind bars. Great job. Holy shit. Alright, cool, cool. Florida and McCoy, since you're my two best. I don't know why McCoy's not my best. Nice. Pachenko and Reed. Sweet. Alright, who needs more officers? Shift B needs one more officer. So we're gonna do, Fitzsimmons.
In progress.
Awesome. Hello? Is this the police? This is Dolores Parks. Someone is in my house. I hear footsteps coming from downstairs. My husband is on a business trip and won't be home for another hour. Please come right now. I know it must be some terrorist who's going to rob and rape me. I've locked myself in my room, but a door won't stop this beast. It's your husband, home early. Fine. Take Gorshkov. No, take Gorshkov. Yeah. Alright, we're definitely gonna get, Davenport. Who needs it more? We have 8. We have 8. So I guess just on shift A. Share it with my staff. A crowd is gathered on the steps of City Hall demanding that city officials legalize euthanasia. The protesters are chanting, "My life, my death, my choice." City Hall employees reports that the people brought homemade signs, but the protest is proceeding peacefully. Then we're only gonna... Yeah! Hell yeah, Mole. Start to investigate Martin Sand. Oh shit, we don't have a lead. We'll get to that. When Mole comes back, she'll be our lead on that. This is Mr. Parks returned from his business trip an hour early. It was he who was making noise in the house.
1210 in progress.
Librarian Rolando Boone reported that a young man came in looking for books on chemistry and monographs on explosive substances, and publications on extremist topics. Many of the books he requested are prohibited. The guy looks scary. His eyes made my blood run cold. Cool. Alright, so Mole is back. So Mole can be our lead on this. Martin Sand extorted some money from Jake Pritchett, a big-time loser at the races. As soon as the suspect sees the police, he pulls a huge knife out of his bag and rushes toward the librarian, shouting, "You called the pigs? Stop yelling, it's a library!"
1210.
Okay, that worked. Chief Boyd, I represent the interests of a private military corporation which is hoping to attract a significant investment from your city. We're preparing an investor presentation and we'd like to demonstrate the inadequacy of police training in matters of public safety. Please understand that this is just business. We can all win here. Give us a couple hours with your weakest and laziest guys, and my kids will look like gladiators next to them. I promise you, the company will remain in your debt. This sounds like it's just gonna piss off my cops, but I'm not really that invested in Revick and Lazzarini. So, sure, why not? We're almost halfway to $500,000, so... Alright, investigation has started. We got... there, and then we got like a coffee stain. Martin Sand is a lieutenant in the Sand Mafia family. He manages a network of bookies and enjoys personally collecting the especially large debts, even though he's repeatedly been instructed by the family boss not to meddle in such affairs. Martin Sand hates automobiles and travels everywhere on his favorite horse, Snow White. Martin Sand never leaves the house without a gun, but rarely ever uses it. He prefers to beat debtors with a large whip and finishes his victims with a shank. Martin Sand wears cowboy boots and spurs. Jake Pritchett, a widower, lost a large sum of money at the races and hasn't been able to pay. He lives alone in the suburbs. The neighbors heard the sound of breaking glass and a man yelling, "Pay up or die." Parishioner Mana Bush, while she was on her way to church, encountered a group of incredibly strange teenagers. They were running around in weird costumes, fighting with sticks and talking like robots. Maybe these crazy kids escaped from a mental hospital. Better catch them and send them back. Okay. Look. They're just LARPing. I've done LARP before. It's fun. I don't do it regularly, but it's fun. Boss, these guys are like machines. They walked all over us. But we learned a lot. 20 minutes with these guys is better than a whole year in the academy. Mr. Cottrell said he was very pleased with our performance and offered us free training at the training complex. What do you think? Yeah. Five grand as well. Okay, that was actually really good. I'm real happy about that. The members of the science fiction club were just having fun at the park. Gladys Shell was enraged about some comment that her colleague, Matthew Toland, made, so she grabbed a stapler and began to beat him over the head with it. Then Miss Shell yelled loudly and lashed at the secretary. "She's having a nervous breakdown. Please hurry," said the suspect's boss, who phoned the incident in. Alright, McCoy, Hunter, Gorshkov, Oshiro, and I can't remember if Middleton has gone out today, so she can go too. An anonymous tip just came in. A large shipment of Colombian coffee is being unloaded, and they're shipping heroin inside the bag of beans. There's only a few guards watching them unload the shipment, so if the police roll up, they may just give up without a fight. Sure, let's send everybody. That was a big mistake. Why did I send everybody? Well, we're gonna miss this. Yep. A woman grabs a second stapler. In her hands, these staplers look like deadly weapons. Look into her bloodshot eyes and try to calm her down. Cool. We probably didn't need 5 officers for that. We don't have any officers, but y'all were good without it. Great. Good job, guys. I'm real proud of you. And we found cocaine, which we'll sell to the mafia. Alright, we missed a robbery. Oh, great! Cornella Davis was quarreling with the mother of the little boy who climbed into the fountain and took a few coins. I made that wish and your little bastard stole it. Okay, that's fine. That was lucky. Alright, there we go. Noise complaint. A respectable sounding man with a sleepy voice called in, complaining that fireworks are being set off right in front of his house. They look like bums and they have huge bags filled with all sorts of firecrackers. Okay, McCoy, Hunter, head on out there. Destruction of property at the farm. Patricia Buckler says that 10 or so people came onto her farm with some strange equipment. They wandered around with their gear for a while, then stopped and began to dig a huge pit. Her husband didn't approve of people rummaging around on his property, but his attempt to investigate ended in a fight. The farmer was badly beaten. I've only got 3 guys right now, so yeah, that'll have to do. Great. He only goes everyone his favorite horse, Snow White. I feel like that's gonna be a white horse then, but sure. And then he opens the door, and then he gets kicked with the cowboy boot. No new frames found, that's fine. Arson. Nope, alright. There are 3 drunk men on the street lighting fireworks and throwing them about. When they see the police, one of them pulls out a firework that looks a lot like dynamite and sets fire to the fuse. Cool firecracker. I've never seen one of those before. The man throws the explosive at one of his friends. The wick is burned halfway down. Um. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm gonna lose some officers here. Do it.
213 complete.
Oh, you did it. Nobody died.
212 complete.
Good job, guys. We didn't need that many people for that. And Shift B has really gotten its shit together. Look how many people we had today. Alright, Modern Art Gallery opens modern painting course. Disabled Society demands increased benefits. And Bride suffers happiness heart attack at City Registry Office. I'm so tired. Okay. It's your first day, Davenport. Ooh, right up the bat, okay. Two garbage men were emptying some cans near a bus stop. A drunk man came past and thought he'd make fun of them. He tried to make them fight him, so the garbage men got angry, stuffed him in a can, and threw him in the garbage truck. They then continued on their route. That's actually pretty funny. Alright. Is that one full? That one's full on detective. So on homicide, we're gonna put Davenport, even though he is at home right now. Two old men are sitting on a park bench playing chess. Suddenly, one of them dashed the pieces off the board, grabbed it, and started beating his opponent over the head with it. The eyewitness who called it in said he was quite agitated. Hurry, the old man's whole head is covered in blood. Shit, alright, Markiplier, head on out there with Pugdana. The police caught up with the garbage truck and pulled it over. Two men in overalls are laughing in the cab. Guys, the joke is over. Release the hostage. The drunk man gets out of the garbage truck, shakes the dirt off, and attacks the police. And here's the real beast. Scavengers, bastards, you're the worst of all, filling your bellies at our expense. You all should die! Cuff him.
710.
Alright, good job, guys. Bomb threat. Oh my god. An elderly employee at Scissor Sisters, an office supply store, reported that a courier brought in a suspicious parcel. The return address is smeared with ketchup or blood. Nobody else can hear it, but I can swear I can hear something ticking inside. Stovall, take White, and take Chin and Dixon and Simpson as well. Stovall, you're the lead on this. A young female pharmacist said an addict with a length of steel pipe is trying to break into her pharmacy. Alright. Asmund, take McNally. Everett's, Quatch, and Rocha need to go out. Inside was a large box of staples and an item returned from an unhappy customer.
210 in progress.
An old man called in to report that right in front of his favorite park bench is a group of crazy-looking people wearing very revealing clothing and were flopping around in the grass, spitting on the feelings of God-fearing Christians and alarming everyone who walks past. You know what? Just the three of you go, because you three haven't been out yet today.
Officer on
The addict has broken a window and is trying to climb through. His feet are still sticking out. Rip the addict's sneakers into girl's feet. Strike his heels with a nightstick. Seize the offender's legs. The addict falls out of the window and back into the street. He drops a scrap of pipe and tries to escape. Use pepper spray.
910 complete.
They were protected by their glasses. The elderly man was outraged at a yoga group and decided to hold a master class in the park. Who decided to hold a master class in the park?
412A in progress.
Kimberly Adams was celebrating her birthday with some friends and acquaintances. After a long dinner, she started opening her gifts and found a huge dildo. She flushed and then grabbed the sex toy and attacked her friend who gave her the gag present. "You bitch! You soulless monster! All my friends from the seminary are here. Is this what you want them to think of me?" Mrs. Adams then continued to beat her friend over the head until she made a bloody mess of her scalp. Alright, Stove, I'll take by this one. No, probably just Markiplier and Pugjana. Once again, I could really use your help. I'm trying to expand the ranch, but the adjacent territories belongs to fucking idiots who are asking an insane amount for it. Today, I'll be in a regular meeting with them, and I want a bunch of your police officers to come in during the meeting and start asking lots of questions about murders on the property, maniacs running loose, drug addicts living nearby, stuff like that. Basically, help me put the pressure on the sellers and knock down the cost a little bit. If the Freeburg police helps me, I'll stretch out my hand and offer, say, a boost in your budget. Enough for 5 new jobs. Okay? Okay. We're gonna wait till Asmund and McNally get back. There we go. Simpson, McNally, Rocha, and Dixon. I'm not very attached to Dixon. Theodore Daramus, caretaker at a candy factory, reports that 5 masked men broke down the door and disappeared inside. The watchman wanted to do his duty and intervene, but there were too many of them. It wouldn't be smart. They just nailed me to a wall. You better come sort this out yourselves. Alright. Stovall and White. And you guys can go.
In progress.
An angry man just phoned in yelling about his neighbors. He's been hearing terrible ringing and shouting coming from every side of his house. My ears are gonna explode. You have to stop them right away. Actually, no. We're gonna send Quatch and Aspen. Because they're a team. The girl is pounding her friend's head with all her might. Her victim hasn't been conscious for a while. A huge crowd is gathered around, and it's impossible to get near the fight. Blow the police whistle with all your might. Grab a bottle of vodka from the table, throw it at the woman, force through the crowd to the fight. That is a pretty sizable dildo. Seeing the police, the assailant comes to her senses, jumps up, and makes a break for the back door, pushing people out of the way with her sex toy. Run to the victim, who's waking up and groaning, and begin giving her mouth-to-mouth. Arm the taser and run after the girl. Stop the sinner!
412A.
Yeah. Imagine what my seminary will think of me for owning a dildo. Let me beat you to death with the dildo. That will make them think better of me. Chief, we love playing the part. In the end, we even had ourselves believing it. And we really don't mind earning a little extra on the side. We don't even ask for a thank you. But when we all kind of hinted that we deserved a couple hundred extra, Mr. Moneybags just hissed at us and said to fuck off. And that he was on the verge of making the deal of a lifetime. That's not how things are done. We're heading to the bar. Good job, guys. Didn't he say 5 new jobs?
510 in progress.
Mrs. Kent called in to complain that a drunken neighbor who decided it would be fun to go out after sundown and shoot the beer cans in his backyard. Get that drunk behind bars before he kills someone. We only have Chin right now, so gotta wait for some people to come back. A call came from Clark McClellan, a former psychiatric patient who recently stopped taking his prescribed medication. Alright, we'll send these 3 out. Cool. Alright, so it's the yellow container. And then it's loaded onto a truck. Then one of the bodyguards goes with the truck. Yes! Federica Latakendown, owner of Atala Funeral Home. Homicide. And then he cuts off the hand. Alright, that's fine. No new frames found. Well, what the fuck? Federica Latakendown has an upcoming appointment at the hair salon. Probably not. Federica Latakendown has a meeting scheduled with the head of the Port Workers Union. Let's try that one.
510 complete.
Good job, guys. Yes! Hell yes, good job, Luckett! Eliminate the gang. You destroyed this gang. $35,000. Take that. And let's end the day on that note. Let's end the episode on that note. Just end. That is all the time I have for today, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I've been Rael, and I'll see you next time. Bye!